What a beautiful, beautiful Super Chat Monday, Carl.
It is lovely outside, Vinny. I couldn't help but notice.
I got to tell you, it feels good inside today, too.
Does it?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah, all right. I don't know about that.
Well, I think that we should start the show, and we will find out why I'm so happy. Hola, creepos. Welcome to another edition of your favorite true crime podcast, the show about creeps, by creeps, for you creeps.
Excelsior, true believers.
My name is Vinny. I'm your host. And joining me today is everybody's pal, the guy we all love to hate. It's Hot Carla.
What is happening, Vinny Paulino? Love to hate. I'm a likable boy, Vinny. How dare you? I mean, I don't get the votes that you get. Obviously, I'm not as popular as you are.
Well, you're very popular on WATP. Over there, I'm Chop Liver. Over here, this is where I rule the roost.
Yeah, I guess so.
Way to get to the voicemails.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking hammer you good today.
Oh, boy.
Buddy, it's going to be a very good show. Jess, our results girl, is supposed to be here, but she's not.
That's odd.
I thought so, too.
She's usually pretty punctual.
Yeah,
Jess.
Agreed. But
well, then I guess the results don't count because we need an official tally from our official results girl.
I'm looking it up right now.
So I'll tell you what, Vinny. I'll tell you what we'll do.
No, it's fine. I'll just look it up.
Let's just use this week as the rubber match.
Let's
just do that?
No,
this
Carl.
is game point today. There will be no spinning of the wheel today.
Jess, I swear to God, if I find out you fucking paid Jess not to show up just so you could get this scam over. Hold on, I'm looking up the official results, Carl.
Oh, I don't think we need to do that, Vinny.
I'm going to check them just to be sure.
I don't think we need to do that. I think we should really focus on Super Chat Monday.
I think people want to see what happened from last week's results.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you think's going on?
Yeah, where'd they go?
I guess they don't exist. That's too bad.
Where the fuck did they go?
That's a shame. What do you mean, where did they go? Look in the Discord channel. Alex always posts it.
I'm looking right here on the page.
Is it gone? Is the thread gone? You know, I do have admin over that page. I can just take down a thread if I want to. Why did I never think of that before? I'm too nice of a person, Vinny. You don't deserve me. You don't deserve me as a co-host. I'm too honest.
Where the fuck did the results go, Carl?
Nice.
Oh, here it is.
Jesus, Vinny, what is going on over there? Jess doesn't show up and you're having a total meltdown on how to run this show.
No, I'm okay again because the results are I won.
You become so reliant.
You're spinning the wheel, bitch.
The final tally, 96 to 85. You won by 11 votes, Vinny.
That's fine.
Congratulations.
11 glorious
You win this round
votes.
5-4, which means in this podcast, because it is a contest, I now have to spin the dreaded wheel of consequences. And people might think, oh, what Carl has 3 consequences he has to do now because he's behind? No, because yesterday I went to church.
How did it go?
I brought this back with me just to make sure that you knew, but I also sent videos over to you and pictures.
Yeah, listen, all of the stuff you send me, anybody could have taken. This is like one of those situations where there was no footage of you actually in the church talking or doing anything inside of it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of rude to do, right? Just to be talking. I mean, they're actually
in there for a consequence.
I actually
Carl,
did send you footage of me in the church and a selfie with my friend Lottie and I. Sitting not in the pews, but in the audience. This is a sweet mega church, and there's smoke machines and a light show, and the band comes out, and all these singers come out. One of them's a little pitchy, but the band's pretty good. There was this one thing, they're playing this Latin song, and they're trying to get everyone clapping along with it.
Like Enrique Iglesias?
Yeah, it was like half in Spanish and everything. This is a very all-inclusive church, mega church that I went to. And so everyone's clapping along, but the drummer is like trying to show off. So, you know, like when everyone's trying to clap to a beat, you can't just be playing fills the whole time.
Sure.
Because no one could figure out where the upbeat was because he's just sitting there like rocking out like, this guy's an idiot. But so it started out exciting.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
If you had to rate the band on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, I mean, it's not my style of music.
Okay.
It's not something I would like to go see.
But you said they were pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're all right. You know what they didn't have, though?
What's that?
This was a weird thing. So they have piano/keyboards, and then you have drummer and electric guitarist, and another guy who sings sometimes grabs an acoustic guitar. No bass player. And all I was thinking was, should I audition for this band? Because how fucking cool would that be?
Send them Andy. They'd take him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm a better bass player than Andy, though. I was trying to hook him up. I was trying to hook him up with a good bass player.
Are you like all Christian now? What happened?
All right, so
are you David Putty? Are you like you listen? I like Christian music.
Here's what happened, Benny. It's very exciting. Everyone's standing up, everyone's dancing, rocking out, clapping along. We get like 3 numbers from the band to start things off. I've never seen this before. I look back, it's all state of the art. They have giant video boards, like I said, light show and everything. And so I look back at the sound booth. We're sitting next to it. And the people behind the sound booth are dancing their asses off. I've never seen that before. Every show I ever go to, the sound guy is miserable, wants nothing to do with being part of the show, hates the band. These people are just rocking out. They're having so much fun. And so after all that, and that dies down, out comes Pastor Josh. And Pastor Josh loves the sound of Josh's voice. Wow. He goes on and on. Dude, you want to talk about running the light? This guy even said 45 minutes in, he goes, look, I know we're going over, but I still have a bunch of stuff to get to here. The band is coming up on stage and trying to kind of politely, like, hey,
are they trying to play him off?
Yes, because literally, like, the piano player gets up there and he's just kind of like playing some chords quietly. The guitarist is up there tuning his guitar. The drummer finally comes up and he's sitting behind the kit. So this guy just keeps going on and on and on. And it was like this wandering lecture that he gave us.
About what?
Well, it started off with like this weird biblical history lesson from the Old Testament and talking about how the Jewish people were slaves in Egypt 400 years. And then Moses comes around and they follow Moses. And the funny part was he was talking about how he parted the Red Sea.
Sure.
And he goes, and if you were there when you witnessed Moses part the Red Sea, that's a memory that would have stuck with you for the rest of your life.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there going, does this guy think this is real? I think it's like just symbolic. These stories from the Bible. It's like,
no, Carl, you were surrounded with a room full of dancing people who believe that was absolutely.
They think that somebody
real.
Actually was able to use the Force back in those days.
Yeah,
and part the Red Sea.
Correct.
Yeah, then he used his lightsaber to get. So then he's going through this whole history lesson of King Solomon and like Israel and all this stuff, and people are tuned out. And it's so funny because 20 minutes in, he finally gets to, and then Jesus, and all of a sudden I was like, "Hey man, Jesus!" Like, yeah, just talk about Jesus. That's why people come here. We don't want an Old Testament history lesson.
It's like a run-in. It's like a WWE run-in, like the Jesus music hits.
Yes,
and then there was Jesus.
Everyone gets to their feet. Woo! Jesus.
Yeah, freaking ridiculous. Okay.
So we were there for an hour and 25 minutes.
What is up with your camera, man? I am sorry.
I know, this camera sucks. Vinny bought new cameras that are worse than the old
I'm
ones.
thinking that this one might be worse. Okay.
Yep. So we were there for an hour and 25 minutes, and then the band started up again, and my friend Lottie and I are like, all right, let's get out of here. But
you left early?
I did.
You got to go again.
Yeah,
left early. You not allowed to leave early. You have
I
to stay until they say you're dismissed, sir.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
So then, okay, Vinny, shut the fuck up.
No.
So then, all right. Yeah, I get it. So then I did get to play on the jungle gym a little bit, and there's a video of me going down a slide you may or may not see someday when we were playing after church. So that was fun. But I will say this. So overall, I learned a lot about Jesus, which was great. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy. Very famous.
I've heard some things.
And I'm still probably leaning more towards Scientology. I still kind of like what they have to say a little bit better than what the Christians are saying.
Do the Scientologists have as good of a band?
That's a good question. They have better actors.
They probably.
That's for sure.
They probably had a better, more steady drummer, not a showboat.
Right. Yeah. Scientologists understand. You want people to clap around along with the beat. By the way, we do have a super chat that came in from Dayla.
Let's go hit it.
Thank you, Dayla. That's $2. Place this in the pizza fund for Super Chat Monday. All right. That won't even pay for the pepperoni on one of the slices of pizza that Vinny eats, but thank you very much for that. We always appreciate it. Nonetheless.
That's very kind. So congratulations, Carl. Do you feel any different? Do you feel any better about yourself?
It's interesting because I was actually really psyched to do this. Like I've said, I grew up atheist. I'm not a church going guy. I don't really have an experience with that. So my friend Lottie was excited to go too. And it started out like we got there early. I don't know why. I was like so concerned about getting there early.
Good seats.
So yeah, I wanted to get good seats, I guess. And people roll in there late. It was bizarre. It was like half full when it started, and then all of a sudden it filled up. And
you know what that is? I really truly believe that is the obligation. It's people feel obligated and they don't really want to be there, so they get there late a moment as possible. The
beginning's the best part, though, Vinny, because it starts with all the fun stuff and everyone's dancing and rocking out, and then it gets into like the really boring stuff. And I wasn't expecting it to be that boring. To be honest with you,
did they pass the plate around?
Oh yeah. I donated money. Actually, I shouldn't say I donated money. A guy named Vinny Paulino gave them money. So you might be getting a phone call at some point, wondering if you're going to be giving more money in the future, or maybe thanking you or something. I don't know. So that's fun.
Dela says, spend your own money too. It was a donation. Thank you, Dela.
Thanks, Dela. $5. Appreciate it, buddy.
Very, very kind. Carl, you better not have put my name on any church's registry.
I certainly did, sir. They give you little envelopes at every seat where you can put in money or a check, or you can fill it out with your credit card stuff. And they ask you for name, address, email, phone number. And I don't know what your address is, but I gave them everything I do.
It's number 1 Happy Street. Go fuck yourself. Jesus, you asshole.
Well, come on. You deserve that, obviously.
I've done it to you before, too. That's fair. When I did in the mall, I put your name on, like...
Yes.
Did you ever get anything to buy gutters or siding?
No, listen to this, dude. Listen to this.
Okay.
So I get this in the mail. Now, in the house that I bought, there used to be a black gentleman who was an RPD. He was a police officer.
Okay.
And I never met the guy, obviously, but I've seen pictures and stuff. He's a bigger guy, you know,
okay.
Tall, a little overweight, that kind of thing. So I'm looking through my mail, and sometimes I still get mail for this guy that's in his name. You know, he's still on lists and stuff like that. So I get this. Can you read what this is, Vinny?
That's for Jen. That wasn't for you.
This says king size. It's a catalog, and it says, we have your size up to 10XL. Did you know there is a 10XL, Vinny? I bet you did.
I assumed, Carl. I didn't know, but I assumed.
So anyway, so I get this. I'm like, oh, it's probably for Fred, the guy who used to live here. I turn it around. Nope. That would be my name on here. So someone's a funny guy. Someone's a real funny guy out there putting my name. Anyway, I'll drop this off if you want to go shopping later today, Vinny. I'm sure you can find some nice fashions in here.
Oh, lovely.
For the larger
that's
gentleman.
Nice. Something I can wear for the barbecue. So I look like a fat ass Jimmy Buffett. That'll be nice.
Perfect.
Great. All right, Carl. This week, as per usual.
Oh, real quick, though, the last thing I wanted to say. So I went with my
sure.
friend Lottie, who has severe ADD. And, because I'm thinking, like, this is going to be fun. We were talking about the whole way down there. I'm like, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be great. And wow, there were so many children in there too, and babies, and there's just kids crying and screaming. I'm like, yes, this is agony.
They need to hear the gospel.
This is agony.
Pastor Josh
won't shut the fuck up. So, and I learned so much about Pastor Josh. I learned he's in marriage counseling. His wife's an introvert. They have a lot of issues around the house. She nags him all the time. There's all this information. I'm just like, Josh, I don't need to get to know you that well, buddy.
Why does he say that in front of everybody?
I don't know. He's very proud of himself for a lot of reasons. So anyway, that's what I learned.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Was Pastor Josh wearing a nice suit? Was he dressed up for church?
No, it is I was dressed better than most of the people there. And I didn't realize that that's not a thing anymore. That you dress up for church.
Yeah, people show up and they're fucking like they're returning a Redbox DVD.
Yes, correct. and even the people on stage don't seem to give a shit. So I was like, all right, well, I guess it's more progressive, more laid back kind of experience for people.
I'm so mad that you seem to have had such a good time. But
it was an experience, man. I went on the Dick Show yesterday and talked all about it.
Oh, good.
It was an experience for sure. Speaking of going on the Dick Show yesterday, we had that live show in Philly.
Yep.
And Dick asked me about the video. Mm-hmm. And Riley did edit together the entire show minus Vinny's stand-up set. And
yeah, I told him he could put an end.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because Dick was making fun of you for being a prima donna and wanting that taken out.
Oh, really? Because I said to him, I said, are you keeping in the stand-up? And he goes, do you want me to? I said, I don't know. Probably not. Because I just didn't know like what you guys were looking for like the actual WATP show, if the stand-up was part of it.
All right, well,
and then when he said, do you want to cut out? I have correspondence. I can put my receipts out there.
I don't care. I really don't care either way. The point is, Vinny, have you watched any of it? Because I couldn't get it to play on my computers at home. How does it look? How did he do? How's the edit?
Why don't you take a look at it? I sent it to you this afternoon. I re-edited it.
I'm asking
and emailed
you.
it to you.
Is that
Why are you asking me?
Are you trying to say, because you've seen it? Are you trying to say it's not good? Are you saying it's bad? Because we got to put it out there. People want to see the live show from Philly. We got the whole thing, and you're saying it's not good. Is it?
I didn't say that.
What are you saying?
I denounce it.
Oh, you denounced the video.
I didn't say that.
Vinny, you're being very cryptic here, buddy.
I mean,
Riley did us a favor. I understand that. So if you don't want to have anything, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, I guess is what.
well, no, I can't really comment past. I took the video that was 25 gigs.
Yep.
And I compressed it for you, and I got it to a size that you could work with, and I sent it to you. I can't really comment because I can't comment.
All right.
Did he take my stand about though?
Yes, he did.
Jesus Christ. I need it recut, please.
Vinny, you don't want to burn that material. I mean, you're going to want to talk about homeless people's coats for the next few years. You don't want to burn that.
It's got about 3 more months. It's got about 3 more months, you piece of shit.
I am a bad person, but you know what? Though,
You're not
Vinny,
great.
I got a new consequence coming today.
Yep.
But I'm taking it in stride, and we'll do that at the end of the show.
Yep. I have the consequences because now we had to break down our consequences
We
because
have a
we
new
don't have
wheel.
so many spots.
We have the new wheel of consequences.
We went from 12 spots to 8 spots. So we had to get a little, we had to kind of break this down a little bit and pick some consequences that could be done quickly and timely.
Yes.
For Carl.
Well, not just for me, Vinny.
The listeners, I get it. I love them. They're right.
Giving me shit because I can't take fucking 3 days out of my life to drive to Gary, Indiana. I work every fucking
Those
day.
White Claws won't drink themselves. I know.
Oh, here we go. You think I won't drink White Claws while driving to Gary, Indiana?
I assumed you would.
I got a fucking bendy straw.
I'd assume you'd find a way to record a podcast and make Chris drive.
I got my White Claw bendy straw that just stays in my car at all times.
It runs up your sleeve, up your collar. You look
No,
like a
I wear one of those
stroke
hats.
patient.
I wear one of those hats with the 2 White Claws in it.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are always fun for
Those
the
are-
ride.
Those are festive for a drive.
They certainly are. Well, let's start the consequences. Well, let's start the actual show, shall we? Let's start the contest.
Oh, yeah. So every time we end one of our tournaments, so we've ended this one. Vinny wins 5-4. It was a close one. It was a good one.
It was a good round, Carl.
When we come
I
back,
would shake hands with you, but that'd be culty.
Right, that's correct. Just like SCOTUS.
Yep.
So, and by the way, that's a reference to the latest WATP. Who are these podcasts? If you're not listening to that show, you should be, because we had a very fun podcast we reviewed this past weekend that was sounds like a cult.
Quite shitty.
And someone had a hilarious comment on there. They're like, you know what? They're only 1 letter off from what this show really is. Sounds like a. Anyway, I thought that was clever.
Adult.
The point is, Vinny, is that it's a
hang
wild
myself.
card episode, and that means there's no category. We're just finding creeps. We're presenting our creeps. And Vinny, because you won, you get to go first. Let's hear it.
All right, Carl. Well, because it is a wild card round and there are no rules as to who I can and cannot bring, I've decided this week to bring a creepy couple.
Okay.
We've done that category before.
I have a couple as well.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Copycat. You copycat. Hold on a second. I got to pop this in here.
All right. Oh, Jessica's not here. You don't have your
Yeah.
videos ready to go.
No, I don't have videos. I just have an image. I want you to meet them.
All right. Sounds good.
And that's not good.
That's not
okay.
working.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
Let's try it again, shall we?
Yeah. Come on. now.
Okay.
You can do
I'm
it.
just gonna go
Oh,
fucking
man,
hang
poor
myself
Vinny.
today.
Poor Vinny. What is going on? I'll say this. Oh, it looks like it's working now. I will say this about Vinny for people who want to give him shit, because I know I do. This guy I have never witnessed someone who's done more changes over the last 3 years of us doing this show from this studio than my buddy Vinny. The only thing that hasn't changed are the microphones, but literally every other piece of equipment that we use, our internet connection, the Ethernet cable, everything has been changed because Vinny gets very upset when things don't work.
Yeah. And then they still don't work.
And they still don't work.
And I'm pretty sure
which
this
is
time
hilarious.
it wasn't the microphones.
You know
I'm
what
pretty
your
sure.
consequence is? Your consequence is having to do this show from this studio. So you know what? I think I am a winner after all.
Oh, well, here you are doing it with me, fuckface.
Yep, I know.
We're in this together. there's my creeps, Carl. Their names are Dmitry and Natalia Bakshiva.
Okay.
Now, they are from Krasnodar, Russia. I'm probably saying that wrong. Now, the year 2017 is what we're going to talk about.
You can just say Russia. I don't really know where any of the towns or cities are all that well.
No problem.
You know what I mean?
But information about the place where they are is kind of important to the story.
Okay, let's hear it.
But we'll get there. So they live in a shitty military dorm.
Okay.
That is now like a hostel,
Mhm.
which is right near a military base and a military training camp. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a military town. They are just the dirtbags who live in town. She used to be a nurse at the military school, but got fired because she was a drunk, which I assume is pretty hard over there.
Yeah, getting fired for drinking too much. That's impressive.
Yeah, you could be a nurse in Russia and be a drunk. The same way you could be a substitute teacher in California. You're allowed to do it. Okay? It's
That
fine.
is slander and libel. You think you could get away with this?
I do.
All right.
So here's what's going on here. They got accused of murder in 2017, Carl.
Shit.
And everybody around them hated them. Hated their guts.
Yeah.
I'm fixing my stuff over here. We're all good. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of people who are murderers either. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've actually warmed up to podcast Hitman more so in recent years. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. They lived in this shitty hostel. A ton of people are coming and going, but they lived there for like 15 years. Everybody there think they stunk horribly. They were always drunk and starting fights. In fact, anytime anyone tried to go into their room, they would scream and start crying and freak out. And nobody wanted to go in there at all just because they knew that Natalia was a very violent, angry drunk.
So, okay. So you said Russia, but you meant Alabama. Got it.
Russia's Alabama.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. They were known around town as weirdos. Like I said, the only thing that this woman had going for her, Carl, bitch could bake.
Oh, good.
She could bake a pie.
Nice.
She used to make all kinds of pies. She'd make the strawberry, the apple, meat pie. She'd send them to people, and she would charge them money, and that's how they survived.
That's also how Vinny found the story. He wasn't even searching for creeps.
He was looking for a Russian pie delivery.
Yes, he was just looking for recipes.
Now, past this low-key dirtbag lifestyle, nobody paid attention to these two fucks.
Okay.
Until one day, Dmitry loses his cell phone. Okay. It was found by some road workers down the street from his house. When they opened the phone to see if they could figure out who the owner was, or I assume to look for nudes,
Yeah.
they found a picture of the town dirtbag with a severed woman's hand in his mouth.
Shit.
And if only this picture would load, I would show you that picture right now, folks.
I'll just get a mental image going in my head.
Here you go, Carl. I'll show it to you.
I have an imagination.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
It's all blurred out.
Yeah, they blurred it.
All right.
But the workers called the police, obviously. The cops visited the apartment, and they found fragments of a human body in saline solution. Food and frozen meat parts of unknown origin were found in the freezer. And they found jar after jar of unlabeled pickled meat in the basement of the house and in adjoining territory.
Unlabeled? What do you want it to say? Like forearm, thigh, calf? What do you want it to say?
Who gives a fuck? But it says it's disgusting either way.
That's gross.
So they also found a skinned head in a bag. Yeah, someone's skinned head in a fucking bag. All sorts of evidence that they had been doing some very bad things in this home.
Okay.
A woman's skinned head in a fucking bag. So they take him in for questioning, Carl, and they say to him, Dmitry, where the fuck did you get the lady's head? What are you doing with these pictures? What's going on here? And he goes, listen, damnedest thing. I'm walking around and I found this bag of dead woman parts.
Sure.
And I thought it was time, to take some pictures. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought him home to show Natalia.
Sure.
And they're like, you really don't expect us to believe that, do you? And he was like, all right, I killed a woman. I killed one woman. I killed one.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
Now, this particular head belonged to a woman named Elena Vakrasheva that they had murdered in September during a joint alcohol session. A fight happened. This is what they told the cops between Natalia and Elena. Natalia then told her husband to kill the bitch. So he just stabbed her to death for her. Then They put her body in the bathtub, dismembered the corpse, keeping some of the remains and throwing away some in the surrounding areas. Then they bring Natalia in. Natalia admits to the police that they murdered 30 people since 1999.
Why would she do that? What is she thinking?
She wanted to blame Dimitri.
Okay. Oh, she's getting out in front of it. I get it. Okay.
She's getting out in front of it.
Makes
Dimitri's
sense.
like, okay, there's one. You caught me with one.
Yeah.
And she gets to it. She's like, there's 30 and it was all him.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing here. Turning right over on him. They would invite other dirtbags over and then they would drug them. They were using a tranquilizer called Corvalol. And then they would murder them, chop them up, pickle parts of them that they wanted to use for whatever, for her fucking pies that she was selling to people in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would make the rest of the body go away.
Vinny, this is not good.
This is definitely not
This
good.
is bad.
Cafe owner Vitaly Ubenko, who lived down the street, said that she would come around his place frequently. The quote from him was, she was very active, asked lots of questions, but mainly about where we buy our meat and fish and how fresh it is. She also made it very clear that she could supply meat. I said, we only work with certified suppliers. Then she said, she would always say, I have experience working as a chef. You should hire me. And he says, I refused to work with her, saying that she looked, quote, vulgar.
That's vulgar.
Yeah. I'm going to pause right here for this. Carl, Mike Morris challenged you. Do you accept?
Dela, $2. I have not seen what that challenge is. I don't know what it is. If anyone knows, let me know. But I'll challenge Mike Morris to host his own podcast that anyone gives a fuck about. I'd be shocked if it were to happen. That's my challenge to Mike. Do what I did. He sucks. You know, the reason why I don't go after Mike Morris is because if I did a video about him, the YouTube algorithm wouldn't give a shit. Nobody would watch a video about Mike, whatever his name is. But anyway, whatever that challenge is, I'd love to know. Oh, it's a music challenge.
It's a music challenge.
Why is he challenging me to music?
Because he knows he's not going to win the other one?
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that, Carl. I mean,
either.
I know you guys are mad at each other and everything.
He thinks he's a better musician. Interesting. All right. Well, I'll
Trevor Zero says, fight.
I'll compete with his corny songs that he writes, his parody songs.
Yeah, but you know what?
With actual original music.
You know what though? Can I ref this? Because I have a suggestion.
Yeah, what's that?
To make it really good. You have to do a guitar solo off, but you both have to wear stupid plastic gloves with big fake dumb hands on them, like you has.
Fucking great idea, Vinny. You want to workshop that one? You want to think that?
No, I just want to watch you two dummies try to compete. He might beat you there. He probably has more experience. Carl,
I liked it when I went on Tukey's show and we brought up Mike Morris. I didn't realize it was going to set everybody off. It turns out nobody likes this guy, which is incredible. It's incredible how many people have been sending me notes unsolicited. They're just like, yeah, Mike Morris is a real piece of shit. I'm like, really? I just didn't like that he thought my show wasn't funny. I was so quick to dismiss it. I didn't realize that people really think that he's a piece of shit. And the Tukey gang, we're all of that thought as well.
Wow. All right. Can I get back to my crate?
Oh, that was the thing that Tukey said. He goes, because Mike Morris is known for writing that parody song, the Ralphie Cakes on Howard Stern.
Oh, I don't remember it.
And maybe it wasn't Tukey. Maybe it was El Horrible. Same thing. Was going, all right, you wrote one song that got into Howard Stern 20 years ago. What else you got, Mike? We all liked that song. Pretty neat song. What else you got? Anything? Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to the stage, the beloved writer of Ralphie Cakes.
Yes.
All right. So to get back to this, she then told the cops that after they had murdered this Elena woman, this is what he did. He put the body parts in the bathroom, cut the skin off the skull, severed the ears and lips with his teeth.
Okay.
And ate them.
All right.
He then posed for those pictures that they found in the phone. Now, during the investigation, another picture was found, Carl.
Oh, boy. Get ready for another 15-minute pause here as Vinny tries to figure out his own
Hold on.
Can we please vote for Carl because I come prepared?
I am prepared.
Oh,
there it is. That is one of the pickled jars, everybody, that they found of meat, in case you were curious.
Okay.
But then they found this picture from 1999.
Oh, Jesus.
That is a human head on a
human
platter
head with like tangerines or something.
It looks like oranges and feta cheese. I don't know what that is all around it.
Interesting.
But it is a disgusting image that was labeled 1999 in their possession. So these two have been up to hijinks for quite a while. And they also found an instructional video on how to cook for Cooking with Cannibals was the name of it that they were trying to make.
Okay.
So long story short, these two dirtbags living in Russia were selling meat pies to soldiers who I'm sure now probably are all dead in Ukraine, but they were selling the meat pies made from fucking dirtbags that they lured back to their shithole fucking hostel and then cooked. So they were convicted. He was sent to a nut hut, and she was only sentenced to 11 years, Carl.
Why is that?
Because they only found her guilty of the crime of enticement to commit murder.
Okay.
So he was put under compulsory supervision by a psychiatrist in the nut hut. But here's the problem, Carl.
What's that, buddy?
The problem is that he was a diabetic and nobody treated his diabetes or any of his medical issues. They basically just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You got to talk to a psychiatrist. But he's like, yeah, I'm not doing well. I need my diabetes drug. He's like, oh, too bad.
There's some things that Russia does that I agree with.
And they found him fucking dead about, I don't know, 5 months into
Good.
fucking being in jail.
Yeah,
Hey,
good.
hey, Carl, look what the cat dragged
Yeah,
in.
I noticed that. Hey, Jess, so I decided that since you were in here to read the results that they don't count. Is that in the official rule book, right? Oh, and her mic
And
is
her
not
mic
on.
isn't on either.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We can't hear you. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. What's the excuse going to be today, Vinny?
You know what? I'm just going to have her take all the cover from me.
What's the excuse?
Yell at Jess. Don't yell at
What's
Vinny.
the excuse going to be today? This should really be called the How to Not Podcast. It's really what this is turning into.
How not to podcast.
Yeah,
It's
holy
the
shit.
creep off. Oh, boy, Jessica. So, long story short, my creeps murdered 830 people, sold the meat, did all the disgusting things, and kept the body parts all over. Hey, Jess, give me a thumbs up when you get it together. Wowza.
I think her consequence should be having to sit here without us being able to hear her and just be on screen the entire time.
Can't hear you, Jess.
Yeah. It's not happening. Oh, boy.
So, Carl,
Check your audio settings in StreamYard. Make sure it's connected to the right microphone. Because for some reason, StreamYard likes to change my settings all the time. I don't know why.
I heard something there.
Does that work? There.
She is. Oh, boy. Jess,
Everything
what do you have
is
to say
so
for yourself?
wrong this
Jess?
week?
What happened? What's going on?
Oh no, I've so much is on my plate this week for work that I was just like, it's 1 o'clock. And then my
Oh,
brother's graduating tomorrow, so I have to help around my family's house. So it's man.
Help him what? Cram for tests? He's graduating.
Well, no, clean the house. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Ugh,
but you're the one who got it dirty, though. That doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't sign up for that.
no,
You want me to
but
talk to people, let them know that you have more important things to do, like read results,
yeah,
subreddit.
I feel so bad. I'm so sorry.
Nah,
Willie Hopscotch says this is your best appearance yet, so
There
don't
you
feel
go.
too
Thank
bad.
you.
Jess.
Thank you. Oh
All
my
right.
God. I saw the text. I'm like, shit.
So we're right in the middle of the contest. I won, right?
Should I double check? Hold on.
Yeah, let's double check. We're not totally sure. No one spun the wheel yet. So I think I need the official results, girl, to let us know
God, where is it?
You can't find it either.
It's not even on here. Wait a minute. Hold on. New.
This is a disaster.
What is going on with did so many people post on here? What is going on?
This
Uh,
is this is the worst we've ever done with trying to figure out the results from the last week. And we've had some doozies in the past.
Tiger
Wait.
Lily. Carl went to church yesterday. You tuned in late.
Yes, I did.
I did the come book consequence.
Yes, you did. We're actually killing our consequences.
We're only
lately.
one consequence down, and Carl is going to drive to Gary, Indiana,
Yes,
coming up in July.
correct.
Oh, I
And
found it. Yeah, if anyone.
Please.
I don't
I
like.
hope everybody's entertained by how unprofessional I'm being.
I do not like your appearance today, Benny. This isn't working for me.
Hey, Jess. Okay. I'm just teasing you.
No,
Just
I
teasing.
feel so bad.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'll be on time next week, but I'm
Sounds
not
good.
busy. So
Yeah. We're starting at 12:30 next week, if that helps.
Hey, we got a Dayla is chipping in $2 for Jessica's brother's graduation. We'll make sure he gets that generous gift.
Put it towards a maid.
All
All right, Jess. We'll see you later. All right, Carl. Lay it on me. Who are your creeps?
right, my creeps are Clay and Sheila Fletcher. We are heading down to Louisiana. I don't know if you know about this one. This is
The Fletchers of Louisiana?
Yeah, do you know about this one? This is a crazy
I don't,
one.
but I'm intrigued.
Well, they had a daughter. Their daughter, Lacey, was an only child.
Past tense, eh?
And Lacey was autistic. She was a bit socially awkward. By the time she became a teenager and going into high school, she liked the stuff that she liked when she was a child. She liked like Disney movies and stuff like that. So she'd invite her friends over to watch Disney movies, and they weren't interested in that anymore because they're growing up. We're interested in other things.
Right. And she didn't find her interests wandering towards boys and makeup.
Right. And she also couldn't pick up on the fact that her friends didn't give a fuck about what she was telling them. So she was kind of alienating herself and nobody wanted to hang out with her. And she was really struggling in school. So her parents, Clay and Sheila Fletcher, decided, let's homeschool her. Let's get her out of school. It's not working for her. So they decided at the age of 16 to take her out of school and homeschool her. Now, the problem with this is that now she had zero interaction with other students or people her age at all. In fact, the only person who had seen her between the ages of 16 and 21 was her neighbor. When she would go out in the yard, she'd like be out there screwing around a little bit. So Clay and Sheila, they didn't even talk about her to their friends. Like they had very active lives, very social. Sheila Fletcher.
And they never brought up the daughter to anybody.
No, they didn't like to talk about it.
People didn't ask.
If people would ask, they just complain about how lazy she is. It's like, yeah, she doesn't really have any interest. She doesn't do anything. She just wants to be inside all the time. Sheila Fletcher, very active in the community. She was on the city council and was working as an assistant to the city prosecutor. Clay was the president of the Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable. And so these guys are out and about. They're doing their thing. No one sees this daughter at all. Fast forward, she's now 24 years old. She sits down on the couch to watch a movie and experiences locked-in syndrome. Every muscle in her body was paralyzed. All she could move were her eyeballs. She couldn't move anything else.
This is a thing?
I guess so. Usually it happens. I think it's a mental thing, and usually it'll come and go. But for whatever reason, Lacey never moved again.
She just sat there on the couch?
Now, this is the crazy thing. They allowed her to sit on that couch for 12 years, Vinny. They would put towels down next to her because she's peeing and shitting herself. So they would like try to clean it up a little bit, and they like change her clothes every now and again because she's just not moving. She's just sitting there with her eyes open, staring ahead. And so I have some clips here about this.
This is fucking insane.
This is the craziest story. So this is from a YouTube channel called Dreading Crime and Psychology.
Sometimes they would change Lacey's clothes for her, taking her out of the urine and feces-soiled pants she had originally sat down in, but otherwise she was stuck on the couch unable to move. As time went on, her clothes no longer fit on her emaciated frame and hung off of her, barely covering her naked body. Over time, her body bore its way into the couch cushions. She was soaked head to toe in urine, as well as feces and insect bites, and had bed sores that went down to her bone. There were maggots living in her hair, and she was suffering with chronic malnutrition, as well as acute starvation, immobility, acute ulcer formation, and osteomyelitis, which is bone infection, which led finally to sepsis. For 12 years, Sheila and Clay lived their lives as normal, with the added caveat that they didn't allow anyone else to come into their home.
Yeah, so no one ever visited them. Because,
oh boy.
Wow.
They have this nice house with their daughter who is just literally melting into the couch.
I have a question.
Yes.
two things that
Yes.
make me wonder how legit this story can be.
Mhm.
The first one is this: if they supposedly had a nice house and resources,
Yeah.
don't you think they buy like a plastic? If they could pick the kid up and change the clothes every now and again,
Yeah.
don't you think they put like a plastic cover down underneath her?
Yeah. Or how about this?
How about a
Vinny?
fucking tarp?
How about this idea? Call a doctor or a home nurse to come over, because this is treatable. This is something that if you call the doctor when all of a sudden your daughter's not moving anymore, you can get this figured out. Physical therapy.
Secondly, hold on though.
Yes.
How could someone like not eat or drink and stuff like that for 12 years? How is this person eating or drinking
They
or
were
getting any
feeding her.
nutrients?
They were feeding her, but she was very malnourished. Now, what happened, Vinny, is fast forward 12 years. She's 36 years old. She's been sitting on this couch from the age of 24 to the age of 36 in these people's home. And the mother, January 3rd, 2022, the mother realizes she's not breathing anymore. So she decides, well, I guess I better call 911 and let them know that my dead daughter is sitting on our couch. So they come over, the dispatchers send over paramedics and police, and they were horrified by what they saw.
This article describes the scene where Lacey was found from pictures that the police took. These pictures are so graphic in nature that the police refused to allow the public to see them. Lacey appears almost buried up to her shoulders in the wide and deep hole in the sofa that her bony body has worn over the years, rubbing away the cushioning. She is slumped over on her left side, with her right arm across the top half of her emaciated body near her neck. She is naked apart from a small blue patterned t-shirt, which is pulled up to her chest and does not cover her breasts. Her eyes are wide open, staring.
How creepy is that? She's literally in the couch, almost up to her shoulders, because she's just sunk into it. The couch is just deteriorating as she's pissing and shitting into it, and there's bugs on her, and she's just falling into the couch. They said they found rodent feces all around her.
I actually have audio of the paramedics when they got there.
Yeah.
They were horrified.
Horrified.
Carl, I'm going to take the L. I'm going to go ahead and take the
Hold
L.
on, we got more to talk about.
Holy
here.
shit.
This is insane.
Her face is covered in large and angry red blotches. Excrement is smeared almost all over her body. It is matted in her hair. It is even inside her ears. The brown leather sofa that served as her prison is alongside the wall, with a gap of about 18 inches. Astonishingly, to the couch's right side is a gray commode and a neat pile of clothes. And to the front, only a few feet away, is a cluttered, low black table. It is strewn with lotion bottles, some talcum powder, a pack of wipes, a nasal spray, a box with a lid that had a child's photo on it, and some other items that make it appear the Fletchers had the resources to clean their stricken only child.
Like, they literally set up a whole thing around her. So they're just like, all right, well, we'll powder her bottom every now and again, and we'll wipe down some sores. But she's got fecal matter in her ears. There's maggots living in her
they had
hair.
to be fucking like rubbing it in her hair and shit.
Oh, God.
Fucking, I got on my hand, and they just rub it on her face when they were trying to clear.
Oh, it gets worse.
She weighed just 96 pounds when discovered dead in the early hours of January 3rd. Close-ups show the flesh on her buttocks appears to be literally worn or eaten away by the 12 years that she hadn't moved from the couch. There are large, raw yellow areas where the skin has disappeared. Other back and buttock areas are so blackened it is impossible for a lay person to identify any shape or form. When Sheila called 911, Lacey had already been dead for between 24 to 48 hours, and neither of her parents had noticed.
Yeah. I didn't even notice
It's
she's
the
dead.
holidays. It's the holidays. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. So you might wonder, why did they do anything about this? Why did they just leave her there?
I know the answer.
I know
already.
the answer too. I'm gonna give it to you right here.
Sheila Fletcher allegedly maintained that she routinely cleaned her daughter's bed sores, and her daughter never complained about them, despite the fact that they were so deep you could see the bone. As we know, Lacey couldn't have complained about it as her diagnosis would have made it impossible for her to talk. It would be 4 months until Sheila and Clay were formally arrested and charged with second-degree murder, which allegedly shocked them.
Yeah. So she never complained about it. So they're like, well, I guess she likes this. That's her life now. This is what she does. She just shits herself and falls into the couch.
You know what this really is?
What is it really?
The fact that this was a very annoying child before this ailment occurred.
That is
this
true.
child probably annoyed the shit out of everybody.
Yep.
And then she would sit quietly and watch TV. The parents probably thought their fucking prayers were answered.
Yep. They're like, finally,
All
This
this
is
going to
great.
church on Sundays is paying off.
Oh, they were church-going folks for sure.
Yeah.
I have a news report here because there's a little soundbite from Clay's boss where he works.
Photos of the couch, which are too graphic to be shown on air, paint a horrific picture of where the young woman lived and died, covered in feces, urine, and worn away from years of extensive use.
The details are horrific. There's no doubt about that. And I can't conceive of how something like that could even happen.
Neighbors and friends say they never knew they had a daughter.
He mentioned that she passed away in January, and that was all I know of that.
Her boss didn't even know that he had a daughter. Like, they didn't even talk about it. They just made sure that nobody knew. So the coroner said
this is suspiciously creepy.
Yeah. So the coroner said the scene was sickening. I've seen some horrible things in my life, but nothing like this. There were live bugs and rodent excrement nearby in an otherwise tidy home that they're just living their lives while their daughter is just slowly melting into the couch and dying. It's very gross, very disgusting, and it's totally preventable. And what's crazy is that these two were shocked when they were charged with murder. They're like, what do you mean we've been caring for this girl for
Did
12
you see
years?
the wipes? We
Yeah.
put out the wipes.
They literally were like taken aback by this. So, by the way, they're out on bail right now. Their next court appearance has been moved to June 19th.
Hey.
So, yeah, your birthday there next month.
Juneteenth.
And what's nice is that the DA said he will not accept plea deals. This is definitely going to go to trial. So we'll see how that goes. Also, another fun fact is that when they did examine her body, they found that she also had COVID. So this idea that you could just hide inside and not get COVID, apparently not true. I don't know if that entered into this.
What if that's what killed her?
For COVID
What
deaths?
if-
Yeah. She had sores so deep you could see her bones. That's bad.
Yeah, COVID's no joke.
That's pretty bad. So that's
Wow.
those are my creeps. Clay and Sheila Fletcher, parents of the year over here.
All right, let's catch up on Super
Yeah, I
Chats.
think we got ones above that too, right? Okay. Yep.
Super Chat because Carl has a Sonic figure. Incorrect. Vinny has a Sonic figure.
Yeah, we're in Vinny's studio here, but thank you for the £2. And another £2 from Big Papa Rook. Vinny, my 6,000 pounds life, Paulino.
This is very disrespectful.
How dare you, sir?
It's a bit disrespectful. I like it. Dayla coming in again. I love Dayla. Dayla, you know what, Dayla? You're going to get one of these from me.
Yay, super chats.
$5. I easily dine on French onion soup and chicken Caesar salad while listening. Thanks, guys. Yeah, somebody in there said this is not a show for when you're eating lunch, but apparently Dayla's got no problem. And then Big Papa Rook again, £5. I asked Julie for a job. Turns out Mike Morris already has the child predator role covered. Okay, well, that sounds slanderous.
Allegedly. I don't
think that's
know
a
what to
joke.
say to
I'm
that.
going to say that that's a joke.
I
right
feel like
there.
someone's cracking wise.
Yep.
Carl, what a presentation.
Thank
That
you, buddy.
story,
That was a good one. I somebody sent it to me, and I should have written down their name.
that's fucking
give them-
horrendous.
I'll give them credit at a. Well, no, you know what? I know where that is.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here,
certainly.
because I want to let people know when they help me out with creep suggestions. I do appreciate that.
Yep. Also, let's take a second just to remind everybody that if you are a supporter of the show, we thank you so much.
Yes,
Those of you who are subscribed to us on patreon.com, Supercast, and Backed By. We just picked up another Backed By subscriber yesterday. We are the third most popular show on the entire platform.
Is that true?
Yes.
So it's the Dick Show's number one.
Yep.
Followed by Biggest Problem.
Yep.
Okay, that's hilarious.
And then the creep off.
Congratulations, buddy. Look at us.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So
there's we're number 3.
I know it's not a lot. I got that from Burning Breakfast. Sent me that back in March. So thank you for sending that in. That was
Hell
a great
of a story.
suggestion.
Hell of a story.
Yeah.
I don't
Crazy.
even know what to say to that. Like, all I'm picturing in my head is that scene in the movie 7 where they just find the fatso in the room that just has like pine air fresheners all over the walls. It's unreal.
She was infused with the couch. You couldn't tell where her skin stopped and the couch started. So pretty sickening stuff. But you know what, Vinny? I think now it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the show.
Creepos.
Who are these creepos? The segment that we do because we like to prove that we are the best true crime podcast on the internet. And the way we do that is by exposing the other true crime podcasts one at a time and showing you how god awful they are.
Pretty stinky.
And boy, did Alex send me one that I am excited to present to you today. This one is called Fruit Loops, Serial Killers of Color.
What?
Yes. Now, let's start off with the...
Why is it called Fruit Loops?
Oh, let's start out with the disclaimer here. Listen closely onto what they're going to be talking about.
In this podcast, we discuss sexual assault, torture, race, and murder. Listener discretion is advised.
One of those things is not like the others. Sexual assault, torture, race, and murder.
I might not be a scholar, but I could pick out the one that's not supposed to be in there.
Yeah, like, guys, just so you know, there's going to be some crazy stuff in here. There's gang rape. We're going to talk about black people. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like, wait, what? What do you mean race?
Is that the disclaimer from like Compound Media's opening true crime show?
They should have one. All right, so it starts off with a Patty Pukewater style music bed that goes on way too long for some reason. And then the hosts come in.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to Fruit Loops. What's that? Episode 194. Holy smokes. Bienvenidos, bitches. Pretty be nuffy, and thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Now, Fruit Loops is a podcast about true crimes committed by people of color and those who are othered, as well as the victims, because contrary to popular belief, not all serial killers are straight, cisgendered, able-bodied white dudes.
What?
No.
Are you understanding what's going on here, Vinny?
All I heard was a cartoon voice telling me something in Spanish. I lost. What is this show?
This is a true crime show about people of color and other marginalized groups, because what they're saying is that only the cis white guys are getting all of the fame from being monstrous assholes. And I'm really confused about their angle on this one. They're like, someone's got to bring up that black people are also awful. I can't believe no one's doing that. And listen to this, Vinny.
So this is Compound Show.
Listen to this.
And these crimes rarely get any public attention. Because why? Because the news is racist, allegedly.
And we are Wendy and Beth. She's Wendy, a Black Latinx woman, and I'm Beth, and I just happen to be white.
So the reason
what the fuck is happening?
I know this is so confusing, and I'll probably get this wrong. But when I was listening to this, I go, okay, so they're saying that black serial killers and other horrific people aren't covered by the media because the news media is racist. And so they ignore this crime. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, that's kind of true. I mean, black on black crime does not get reported. And, you think about like gang violence and things, there's probably a lot of serial killers that are involved in these types of things.
Yeah.
That we don't really talk about like we do other serial killers. But I don't think that's what they're saying. I think the news media does that in an attempt to not be racist, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm
but are they
confused.
trying to say that they're racist for not covering it for what it is?
Or
are they just dumb?
I honestly think they're just dumb. So this woman who's the cartoon voice here, Wendy, she's a black Latinx person. I don't even know what that means. And I've looked at photos of her. I'm trying to figure out what that even means. I guess it's a black woman who can speak Spanish. I don't know.
Okay.
And then you got Beth, who's just a basic white bitch and apologizes for it up and down throughout the episode.
I'd like to start off with a big I'm sorry to everyone.
Yes.
Hello, listeners.
Yeah, so check this out. Wendy gets a pass, even though she's a basic white bitch.
That's right. She's one of the good ones. She does the work, and she is a co-conspirator.
She does the work, Vinny.
Did she say she's one of the good ones?
She's one of the good ones.
You're not supposed to say that either.
Dude, these people are wicked racist. It's crazy town how racist this Wendy woman is. She's one of the good ones. She does the work. And fucking Beth is sitting there. Oh, yep. Oh, look at me. I'm one of the good ones. And it gets crazier than that because there was this black podcasting event that Wendy went to. And Beth wants to know, well, let me back up real quick. This is Wendy talking. Well, Beth wants to know if there were white people there.
So out of curiosity, were there very many white people there?
There were some, and I was curious what they were doing there.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were either industry people or journalists or their friends brought them.
Okay.
All right, so there were white people there, but hopefully they had a good reason to be there. Like maybe their friend brought them or they're a journalist, because otherwise they have no business being there. And so Beth,
we had signs up.
Yes,
stay out.
So the reason why Beth asked
What
that,
is happening?
the reason why she asked that question is because she was like, well, I'm all the way in Arizona and this was in Atlanta. But she's like, if it was closer to me, I think I might have gone, but could I go to something like that?
Yeah, no, it was really a celebration of Blackness in the podcasting space.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I would feel uncomfortable just because I'm invading the space. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I totally get that, because Black people would say there are some spaces that are just not for you, my friend.
Exactly. Exactly.
Beth sounds like a talking slug.
Vinny, do you hear what she's saying? She's talking about racial segregation. Now, I was brought up under the belief that that's a bad thing.
Correct.
Racial segregation is a bad thing that we don't want to have in these United States of America. But what he's talking about, like, yeah, don't want those white bitches there. That's a problem. Can't have that. This is our thing.
This is
crazy.
Yeah. And I don't believe we're allowed to be calling them out either. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know
anymore.
either. I don't know what the rules are, but Vinny, I called this clip. What year is this?
Generally, well, in my experience, Black people and Black things are not exclusive, don't exclude.
Right.
Generally, it's
A more welcoming space.
more welcoming than it is on the white side.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
What is she talking about? Are there white only events that I don't know about?
No, you go to all of them.
I mean, maybe Oktoberfest? Is that what she's talking about? I'm not exactly sure what she's saying. It's like, yeah, usually those white people are the ones excluding others from going to them. I've been to tons of different forums and summits and events and all these different things. Never once has it been white people. Hey, this digital marketing event is just for the whites. All right. So if we could just keep this to the white people, that'd be great. What the fuck?
This is shocking.
It's insane, Vinny. All right. So let's get away from that stuff. Let's get back to what this show actually is. And what this show is they like to read the comments. They want to interact with the audience. And so they got a YouTube comment. This is kind of Patty Pukewater-esque here.
So I wanted to thank Jesse Paul on YouTube for commenting on our Grim Sleeper episode.
Whoa, we got a YouTube comment. They're usually not very nice on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
this one was nice.
Thanks for not hurting our feelings, Jesse Paul.
Yeah.
So they got one comment on one video on YouTube. And 7 minutes into the show, they're already talking about, like, whoa, what is this? Somebody commented on a video?
And it wasn't me.
And it wasn't me. And the funny thing is, I don't have this clip because it's boring, but the comment wasn't even positive. The commenter was just saying that one of the words they were using is slang in Spanish, and it was explaining what it means when it's meant as a slang word in Spanish.
Oh, so in other words, they were just politely saying you're dumb.
Yeah, they were just like correcting them or giving them that information.
Which, to be honest with you, is way nicer than WATP listeners.
Agreed. It'd be nice to have someone just go, by the way, Carl, that word doesn't mean what you think it means, in a polite manner.
Yeah, a lot of people did not like my my leg kick, arm kick reference during the show. And apparently I am the dumbest man alive.
Yeah, I guess a leg kick is a thing. It means you're kicking the other person's leg.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh,
correct.
Well. Can't win them all, folks. Can't win them all.
Or one.
Maybe what we should do is do a dress rehearsal a la Steven Crowder.
Okay.
So that we can get our scripts right. We can do some fact checking ahead of time so they don't sound dumb on the show. Sounds fun, right? I'll come here an hour earlier.
I say, fuck it. We do it live.
Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
All
right.
Thanks.
So let's find out, what are they talking about on this true crime show that only talks about people of color?
Well, today we're talking about Billy Kipkorir Shamirmir, a Kenyan immigrant to the United States and serial killer. He's been tied to the murders of at least 22 older adults, most of them senior living residents, and 2 attempted murders.
Okay.
Now, this happened between 2016 and 2018.
This is the weirdest Black History Month presentation I've ever heard.
I gotta be honest, I don't follow the true crime stuff the way that you do. Have you heard of this Kenyan?
No.
Okay, so
they might be onto something.
Maybe they're onto something. Maybe this is getting swept under the rug by our media. That's hilarious. Oh, and so you heard how
Billy Kip Schmear? What the fuck did she say?
I don't know. Beth is so bad at presenting anything. She has no personality. She has no flair. but Wendy makes up for it the way that she presents things.
I was going to say, I heard there's something in the news about a cult where people are starving to death on purpose.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I'm going to bring that to the Patreon
Wait a minute.
episode.
That's one of my stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
Hang on a diddly doggone minute. Yeah.
That's a Latinx woman talking like Ned Flanders for some reason.
Weird.
Hang on a diddly doggone minute.
Essay? I don't know. This is so weird.
So bizarre. All right. So let's promote the Patreon.
Do we know why the show is called Fruit Loops yet?
No. No, we do not. I guess because Fruit Loops are colorful? Is that why?
Colorful cereal?
It's a colorful
killers?
cereal. Serial killers of color.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I think we just figured it out together in real time.
Oh.
Also, join us on Patreon, where we have literally hundreds of hours of bonus content. And we have a video club for 12 plus patrons where you can interact with us in person.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Now we're going to take a quick break and get into the story when we come back.
You know what, Vinny? Maybe the reason why
I'm going to their Patreon. I need to see how many people they have.
64, making about
Okay.
$300.
I feel better.
I don't think we're sing-songy enough when we promote our Patreon, Vinny. Whoa, 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 whoa! Go to our Patreon. I think we need to be more excited about it.
Come on down to Patreon.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Do up.
I don't know. What do you want from me?
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Thanks.
Better than I thought it would be. All right. So this is how the show proper starts off, talking about this Kenyan serial murderer.
All right. Now let's get into some stats. So all of Chamirmir's victims were elderly people living in apartments at independent living communities for older people or in private homes. And Chamirmir would pose as a maintenance worker to gain access to the residents' living quarters and then suffocated them and stole jewelry and other items.
How is that stats? What does she know what stats means? Let's get into the statistics behind this murderer. And then she just goes out and explains.
That would be the details of the crime.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to correct though. I'm not gonna. You do your stats however you feel
Good
stats
point.
should be.
Good point, Vinny. All right. So then they talk about the victims, and what they want to do is they want to highlight the victims and give them the attention that they deserve. But unfortunately, there's just too many victims in this one.
Unfortunately, we couldn't cover all of their stories because there was so many of them.
Yes, but I just wanted to say rest in power to all of the victims.
What does that mean? Rest in power. There were old people who got killed. What do you mean they're going to rest in power? There's not going to be a statue for them anywhere.
We're not going to be standing outside of their crypt with our fists in the air.
No, there's not going to be a holiday for them someday down the
Yeah.
road. They're just old people who got killed by a guy from Kenya.
Yeah, and probably their families didn't like him either. That's why they were at this place that had this
Good
shitty
point.
guy just wandering in and out and murdering how many people?
22. Rest in power, you victims. Minnie, one more thing I want to play. This is just an ad that cropped up during the show.
Okay.
And I have questions about this ad copy. This is 4 seconds.
If you are a business or know a business with at least 5 or more employees.
Minnie, am I a business? Are you a business? I'm confused now. I'm not sure if I am a business. I think I'm just a guy. If you are a business or know a business.
I don't know if I'm a business.
I don't know either.
I'm like, no.
That's a real head scratcher, isn't it? Or if you are a business. That's the dumbest ad copy I've ever heard.
I look like a person.
Anyway.
So I'm going to go ahead and say this ad does not apply to me.
Vinny's a very big business.
Big business Paulitos.
Vinny's a corporation. That's how big this business is over here. I have to say, Vinny, this podcast is bonkers. We may need to explore it again in the future, maybe even next week.
Bring me part 2 next week. I want to hear more
because
from
this
Fruit
is
Loops.
insane. I got to listen to more of it to understand what their angle is here.
I feel like we found our first one that I'm actually hooked on, and I want to hear more because I need to know what this girl is trying to like point out.
Yeah, me too.
Because being a serial killer is not a good thing.
No.
It's not something that's positive for the community. So going out there like Black serial killer pride seems like a weird hill to die on.
It certainly does. And I get it that the white serial killers do get famous for it, but it's not the good kind of fame. They're notorious.
I want to see the Kip Kip Smear Smear Netflix series of him just smothering old people.
Let's start writing some letters.
And I want the old people to be played by old television stars that we recognize.
Good old-fashioned letter campaign.
I want to see Barry Williams from the Brady Bunch be smothered by a Kenyan on Netflix.
I love it.
I'd watch that show.
I'm into it.
All right. You want some voicemails, Carl?
Yes.
All right.
Although we do have a super chat that came in.
Oh, we do. It's from
Dayla's awesome. So I do want to address this. $2, Dayla, for Carl's fund against Mike Morse and Ukraine. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. I'll make sure that that's evenly distributed.
Killer Beehive says Vinny Paulinko.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, I love it. All right. And this one is from Ricky Julian. He says, Carl is a business. Producer Chris needs benefits. Get on it.
All right, I'm on it.
All right, time for voicemails.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the City of Syracuse. Illegal street racing has hit an all-time high in the city of Syracuse. Police are very concerned because some of these guys' grandmother's Saturns can get up to 85 miles per hour. See you in Syracuse.
Watch out, Syracuse. Carl, this first one is someone who wants to know if we noticed something about you.
Vinny, have you noticed that Carl has this terrible, retarded, annoying crutch phrase where someone will say a joke and he'll say, "Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, I see what you..." Shut the fuck up, Carl.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, it's what you say when the joke isn't that funny, but you don't want to embarrass the person.
Oh, is that why I hear it so often?
That's why I say a lot of the creep off, but not so much on Who Are These Podcasts or WATS.
Great.
But thank you, though, for making me self-conscious about yet another thing that I have to watch myself for.
Good.
Much appreciated, sir.
Good. We all got to sharpen up our game.
It's true.
All right, Carl. This one is someone telling us about a phenomenon that's happening based off of something we talked on one of our weekly Scum streams.
Okay.
Hey, Vinny, I don't really expect this to get played on the show because this is Scum stream related, but related to the karaoke shit, there's actually a weird phenomenon of people getting mad and killing each other over karaoke singing of Frank Sinatra's My Way. So much so that that song is actually banned off karaoke machines in the Philippines. Now, my personal song would be Baba O'Reilly. Fuck that shit. See ya.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'd get mad too.
That's
My Way is
hilarious.
getting people killed. The only thing I can figure there is that it must be that someone's like, "No, it's my way. That's my song," and they get mad.
I don't know, man. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Who knew karaoke was a problem for more reasons than one?
BKels 1296. Thanks for the $1.99. All hail Vinny Paulino. Thank you, sir. I got another one for you here, Carl. I don't know if I played this, but if I didn't, I want to make sure it got out there because what an idea.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's DP. Creepiest juggalo. There's got to be some gold in that fucking mine.
Yeah.
And a fun consequence. Loser has to do a juggalo face paint like from Shaggy or the other guy, Violent J,
Yeah.
for the regular stream. That would be fucking hilarious and easy to do.
That's funny.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
All right. All right.
I like that idea because I think that's probably ICP is the only band that the fans' preferred drug is crystal meth. Would you agree with me on that? Like there's obviously a lot of bands that hallucinogens come into play.
I
pots.
question if they're the only band, but they are probably primarily crystal meth heads that love that shit.
Yes. So when they do the gathering of the juggalos, there is a lot of meth going around and a lot of crazy shit happens.
Meth and Fago, baby.
Yeah.
Now, Carl, my last voicemail for this week. This was a review about a controversial episode that I threw into.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Vinny.
Sure.
But so you made a statement there that there are other bands where meth is what the listeners or the fans of the band prefer.
Sure.
I want to know what those other bands are. So, guys, if you could send us in your suggestions, I want to know, is there a band that has more meth head fans than ICP or not?
I'm
Just
assuming
curious.
like Creed.
No, definitely not Creed. Fuck.
All right. Hold on. Carl.
Yes.
Someone basically telling me that they enjoyed an episode that was very controversial in our Patreon stream.
Vinny, third time's a charm. Love the WrestleMania commentary. Please do Thunder in Paradise. Hulk Hogan's answer to Knight Rider. It's the only show where you can see a guy on a boat going to an island eating white rice, say like, this is like rocket fuel for the body, and this is why I eat rice. It's complex carbohydrates. Fucking awesome. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
I will forward that to Tony. Let him know we need to do a Thunder in Paradise walkthrough.
I'm not even familiar with that.
That was a show Hulk Hogan did when he was not working for a wrestling company, and it was Knight Rider, but it was a boat, and Hulk Hogan was Hasselhoff.
And this was like in the 80s or early 90s?
Not early 90s.
No shit.
Like 92, 93.
That sounds hilarious.
I don't think it did very well.
How many episodes? Because I would sit and watch every episode with
you know what?
brother.
I want to say it might be a movie.
Okay.
It might be, and I think there's 2.
I would watch this with you, brother.
Really?
This sounds like a winner. This is right up my alley.
So we got a couple movies that we need to watch that we've discussed. We need to watch Battlefield Earth together.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were going to have you over a couple weekends ago to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to make that happen.
Well, my schedule's a little clearer going into the next month, so
Cool.
hit me up. We'll do that. And then Thunder and fucking Paradise. Put it on the movie list.
Put it on the list. Somebody is, Mikey Shitted says Kid Rock is the other band. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that. ICP is pretty crazy. All right, I have one voicemail for us here.
Lay it on me.
Hey, Carl, it's for the creep off. Creep alert. You know who's a creep? The entire state of Utah. They just fucking banned Pornhub because of age verification bullshit. So now we're all living under the Mormon version of Sharia law, and no one can. You have to go to fucking shady ass websites now. Just ban Pornhub. This is why the Second Amendment exists. Anyway, call me back.
Does Utah think there's only one porn site? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're like, well, let's get rid of Pornhub. Then no one will watch porn anymore.
They're literally just putting like a little plug in the dam. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. What the fuck? All right.
Everything's falling around them, but they got their finger in the hole. You
Yeah,
got
good
it.
luck with that, buddy.
Way
Wow.
to go, Utah.
Utah's fucked. People tell me it's very beautiful, though.
Jim Jones says it was a TV show, not a movie. I vaguely remember it.
We got to
All right.
find it. I hope there's a full season. I hope there's 12 episodes, 20 episodes, whatever it was back then.
Listen, Nightboat, we gotta crush these guys. But
Can you
first,
imagine the way
I
you
gotta
get away-
carbo load the spaghetti, brother.
The way you get away from them is just by getting to land. They're like, ah, damn it. They got away.
Oh no, they stole that shipment of Pasta Mania makers. Fucking asshole. Hulk Hogan is the worst actor that's ever acted in
He's
anything.
terrible. Before we enter our next segment of the show, the Scum Stream, or I should say the Scum Parade.
Yes, sir.
Dayla with another $2. Sharing the love for Vinny's fight against obesity.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm fighting it hard.
Appreciate it.
Right now, as I stand here, my pig heart is
Dayla
pounding.
also gave us $2 towards your pizza fund. So it's a lot of mixed messages coming from the super chat today.
Dayla might be gaslighting me.
I think he's gaslighting.
All right. Cambria. Oh, we got to hit the music. What am I,
Yes.
stupid?
Skull Parade, take me on a raid of these fuck charades that these creeps have made. Skull Parade, Vinny and Carl gonna tell you about some fuck shit. Skull Parade, like stories of a kid fucked by his mom or dad, soaking up the blood of a cat. Skull Parade.
I'm just going to go ahead and throw out some free advice. Be wary of service workers, folks. If they're in your house, someone who's coming in to do something, always be wary. Pay attention to what they're doing. Don't leave these people alone in your house. Carl, can we agree on that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I am of the thinking that every room should have a camera in it. And not because you want to see people get undressed, but because you want to keep an eye on what they're up to in your house.
Agreed. Cambria County, Pennsylvania. A local pest control worker has been charged after police say he was caught on camera urinating inside of a family's living room.
He even made eye contact with the camera at one point because we watched this video.
67-year-old Robert Young, after he allegedly admitted to the incident, which police say was caught on the family's home surveillance camera, apparently April 24th, he was contacted to spray pesticides inside the residence. According to the affidavit, the apartment complex manager told investigators that they use Young's pest control service for all of their jobs at this apartment complex.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So this guy just probably got a key to everybody's place.
Yep.
That's the way that shit works. Now, police say tenants were not home at the time of the incident, but the family told 6 News that they only had one tenant left that had an apartment that was left in the apartment the day of the incident, and they were upstairs sleeping. So there's one person home. This guy is in the living room. He puts down this pesticide container. He looks around, walks towards the couch, at which point he whips it out and starts peeing all over the couch.
Now, the good news is that they can now list this apartment as having 2.5 bathrooms. And that's a selling point.
It is. This guy actually did them a favor,
He did.
and it's pest free.
Well, I don't know about that, because the reason why they even checked the footage is they saw a spider the next day. And they're like, did we just have a guy in here for this? What the fuck? Like, if you're going to pee all over somebody's house, at least also get rid of the spiders.
The only defense here is bugs don't like my pee.
Right, which is probably true.
You told me to come in and spray. I did. I sprayed.
Well, he also menaced the cat. He was quite menacing to the cat. He also peed on the cat, which, as a person who does love cats, is kind of funny.
Have you ever accidentally peed on a cat?
I have not, but that's kind of funny.
I peed on my cat once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off? Did it like jump like up and on the toilet or something?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Where were you peeing?
I was standing over the toilet, peed the way you normally would.
Mm-hmm.
And our cat Miles walked in and for some reason stuck his head between my legs and was doing that dumb thing where he was just rubbing his head on my leg. And I was like, what the fuck?
Not a good time.
And, I moved a little bit. And when I moved, he definitely got a little blast because he did that cat reaction where he just fucking ran out of the room, freaked out.
So let me ask you this. Did you laugh?
Oh my God, yeah.
See, I told you peeing on a cat's kind of funny.
Did I tell Jessica?
No. Definitely not. Because you know that she's snuggling with that cat 5 minutes later.
Miles, you smell like pesticide. So when the police questioned this guy, he goes, yeah, I messed up. I was having a bad day.
Vinny, I've had bad days before, and never once did I think the solution to this is to pee in some stranger's living room.
Yeah, this is definitely a crazy one. He's being charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct.
I mean, he walked around the room and peed in a lot of different places. It wasn't just like a one thing.
He was like going out like a little spree. Like he was like singing in the rain. Like he was like doing a little tap dance at one point.
Well, this is what I'm thinking.
He's having a good time.
This is what I'm thinking, Vinny. I'm thinking this guy was Chad Zumach level drunk. Because I can't think of any other reason why you just whip it out and start peeing all over the place.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right, let's move on to Tennessee. A lot of people have tweeted us this story.
Yep.
They have sent us the story, and I actually considered this guy to be my creep today.
Okay.
I considered it for a minute.
Isn't it funny that our creeps range as much as they do, considering you brought in cannibals who were selling people meat pies to locals
and
then murdered 30 people.
Yeah.
And you're like, or this creep from this hotel in Nashville.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
Yeah.
I love the headline for this. Toe to Lee Gross.
It's terrible.
An evening
Don't
manager.
encourage that.
What's that?
Don't encourage that. It's a terrible pun.
An evening manager of a Tennessee hotel was arrested after he snuck into a man's room and sucked out his toes. David Neal, who's 52 years old, he's the manager of the 4th Avenue South Hilton Hotel in Nashville, allegedly crept into a male's guest room while he was asleep on March 30th and got intimate with his feet.
So, Vinny, here's my take on this. This guy, when he was checking in, was probably showing his toes off, probably had his flip-flops on to let everybody know how hot his toes are. What did he expect to have happen? Of course, someone's going to come in and start sucking on those toes of yours.
Maybe it was just a service. Maybe he thought his toes looked dirty and he was cleaning them for him.
Or that. Don't wear flip-flops when you check in, people.
Well, this
guy
guy
have to say it.
This guy does not have a good story here.
Oh.
He made a key card to get into the room. So, number one, that's a problem. Number two, he does this about 5 a.m. The man says he woke up with Neal's mouth around his toes.
How did he think that was going to go? Did he think the guy was going to be like, wow, you suck a mean toe. You want to suck my cock now?
I think that's what he was hoping.
I think so. I doubt that's ever going to happen.
This guy had his fingers crossed and a foot in his mouth. He was just, holy shit. This guy really was optimistic.
Yeah.
He really had to think this was going somewhere. But apparently the man was absolutely appalled. And this guy's lucky he still has teeth in his head.
Yeah, no shit. That's a hell of a wake-up call.
And the guy says he immediately recognized Neal as one of the hotel employees because he came up to his room the day before to fix his TV. Now, again, I said he didn't have a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what he told the cops.
Okay.
He said, I did enter the room, but the only reason I entered the room is because I smelled smoke and wanted to make sure the guest was okay.
And then you sucked out his toe, sir.
That you was okay.
What's the reason for that part of it, sir?
Well,
you didn't think this went all the way through your little excuse, did you?
No, he did. He goes, well, I walked into the room and I tripped and I fell and his foot landed directly in my mouth.
Stumbled. Yeah.
Whoa!
There was a banana peel and I slipped on
I
that.
fucking Bob Saget it forward. Just landed with his foot right in my mouth. God damn. This story's so bad. Police said Neil never reported smelling smoke to security. There are no other reports of guests or staff smelling smoke
Yeah,
at the
no
hotel.
shit. Yeah, we know. We know that's a story. The guy just wanted to suck on some tootsies.
I find it funny that the cops even entertained it. It's like, you said you smelled smoke? Did you
Yeah.
tell security they smelled smoke? No. Did anybody complain that they smelled smoke? No.
Wouldn't
Please.
you see the smoke coming out from underneath the door if there was smoke?
How did you get in? Where's the room key? I threw it out.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, I won't be needing this one anymore.
Yeah.
This guy's not into it.
And he's being charged with aggravated burglary and assault.
Good.
All right.
He should be charged with a peppa too.
A peppa?
Or something. Hey, De La. Gosh, I gotta give De La. He's all over the place today.
Yay, super chats.
He says, Vinny pees on cats. Refund me to @Mike Morse. Yeah, right.
You know, folks, I don't do it on purpose.
Underneath that, Daniel Christensen points out that Who Are These Podcasts is ranked 666 among all Patreon creators. 666. That is very impressive and exciting for us.
That's about correct. 100% correct. Now, let's talk about a gentleman named Jack R. Blank in Illinois. He allegedly was caught having sexual intercourse with a horse, Carl.
Okay.
Now, obtained by a copy of a probable cause affidavit obtained by a news division, several deputies with the Adams County Sheriff's Office made the discovery just after midnight on Friday when on patrol outside of Peoria, Illinois. Several deputies were reportedly conducting stationary patrols at about 1 a.m. near a farm. And they came across this guy, Blank, having intercourse with the horse while he was standing on a 5-gallon bucket and feeding apples to the animal, simultaneously performing coitus.
Hey, just a reminder to everyone, what this guy was doing is now legal in Spain. Just a quick reminder. Spain just legalized this.
Legalize it. The outlet further reported that during his first appearance in court Friday, the judge expressly stated that Blank stands accused of having placed his penis inside the vagina of a horse.
Yes. So
the judge made sure to go, this guy put his penis inside of a horse. Is that what we're saying today?
Well, at least it was a female horse. So it's not that gross.
Yeah. Now,
I like my bestiality to be straight.
This guy, he has a whole he's on disability. He's a mess. $700 of his $1,000 a month goes towards rent. He's begging for mercy from the court.
Yeah.
And the judge sided with prosecutors. He's got a $2,000 bond, and he's still in detention right now as we speak. And he's going to be represented by a public defender. So this guy's just going to be sitting in jail for a while.
Did you mention
explaining to the boys?
Did you mention this wasn't the first time?
Oh yeah, he admitted to doing it 10 times.
Yeah, so this wasn't like a random hookup. These two are dating.
Yes.
Let's keep that in mind. And that whole thing where they're like on patrol in this farm at 1 a.m. all sounds very fishy to me. I think they were onto this guy.
Maybe.
I think maybe they knew that was going on. But is there anything hotter than forbidden love, Vinny?
Yeah.
I ask you that.
Not a thing.
It reminds me of Romeo and Julia or the West Side Story.
How do you sell this in jail?
Romeo and Juliet. What am I talking about? Julia. Say it again.
How do you sell this when you're in lockup? What are you in for?
I don't know. I mean,
I was dating this girl. She was really hot to trot, if you know what I mean.
Well,
And
you could also point to Matthew Broderick and see I'm not the only one fucking horses around here. What's the problem?
well, I thought I was at the Sex of the City convention.
Yeah, right. Those celebrities don't look the same when you see them in person.
I was just feeding her an apple. All right, Carl, let's go to Egypt, shall we?
Yeah.
According to authorities in Egypt, a woman named Hannah, she's 29 years old, murdered her own child with a machete before cooking his remains for food because she wanted to stay with her forever.
I remember when we first started this show, a story like this, I'd be like, what? This is insane. And now I'm like, oh yeah, this again. Okay.
And you want to know something interesting, Carl? Officers brought her into custody after the boy's uncle was left horrified at the discovery of little Yusef's body parts dumped into buckets. That's the second time we've done a story about a dead kid thrown in a bucket this week.
Correct. And by the way, the photo of this little boy in the story is very appropriate. This kid looks extremely nervous in this photo. Like he knows mom's up to no good.
She said it took her 4 blows with the axe to get the kid's head off. She allegedly cooked his head and other parts of his flesh in boiling water on the stove before eating them. She and the victim, Yusef, have been living alone after a separation from her husband, who insists that she knew exactly what she was doing. She claimed that she was crazy, didn't know what happened.
Yeah. By the way, when she says she's mentally ill, prove it. Oh, wait. No, okay. No, you actually did just prove it. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'll give that one to you.
Her whole thing is, I ate the child so that he would stay because the husband left her.
Yeah, she wanted to get back at the father, and guess what? She wins this round.
Yeah. Jen, the cleaning lady, just walked in here all loud because she thinks she's allowed to. Nope. Out. Broadcasting live. Get out.
We're running late today. That's
Out.
what happens.
We love you, Jen.
We're running late. Vinny.
All right.
Can you believe how tough we have it, folks? We have to kick out the cleaning person out of our studio.
And it's such a
during
mess
the
in
show.
here.
Yeah.
I love Jen. So this whole thing is disgusting. She ate her own child's head, claims insanity. The family's going, she's not insane. She just did it. Why? Because she's clearly insane.
She's clearly insane.
Yeah.
Vinny Dela again. Another $2.
Sorry, Vinny. I peed on my cat. It was fun. Keep the money. All right. Thank you. I will.
Truth comes out.
Thanks for the $2. I'll be honest with you. I pissed on a cat once.
All right. Is it time for me to spin the wheel? Will you put up the consequences? I'm going to walk over there, but read the consequences.
Well, stay right there for a second. Let's go over these for
right.
everybody. Oh, man. Are you bummed out? Did you have to spin this now? I've been waiting for this all day. Don't be a sour sport.
All right, but we're running long and people are getting bored of all this wheel spinning and
all right.
consequences.
Nobody's ever bored of that. That's everybody's favorite part.
I know. God damn
all right.
it.
Number 1 on the board, winner's choice. Number 2, stand-up set written by Cardiff Electric.
And I want to point out that Vinny hosts this thing called the funniest person.
I don't host it.
Oh, I thought you did.
Nope.
I thought you put it on.
I do, but I don't host it.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
comment at the
host-
Carlson's funniest person in Rochester contest. Carl, if he gets this, will enter and do a set written by Cardiff, hopefully in front of a good couple hundred people.
Yeah, so I will ruin my reputation if it hasn't been ruined already. But I'm sorry, when I meant host, I meant like you put it on.
Yeah.
The Rochester's funniest person contest.
The club does.
Yeah.
Murder and makeup video. You have to do a Bailey Sarian style video where you put on makeup and talk about a true crime.
That could actually be the ICP thing. I could put on 2 dope makeup and talk true crime.
Nope, that's way too cool.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
you have to go full
Damn.
drag queen. Knife edge chops from our buddy Colin Delaney.
That's
and by the way,
weird.
shout out to Colin. Just got married last weekend. Congratulations, Colin and Julia. 2-hour song marathon. That one doesn't seem fun.
Nope.
The Lil Carl consequence.
Jesus. I'm surprised it isn't all Little Carl consequences.
Where Carl and
This is what
Lil
you want-
Wiki have to walk around
This is
together
what you want to have happen
in public
so
for a week,
badly.
and Carl has to go talk to people with the Ewok. That'll be cute. $100 to podcast Hitman.
Right.
At number 8. I left it on past the spin.
Yes. Number 8's amazing.
Okay.
Number 8 is where the things that you are all excited about get flipped around, and now you are the one spinning.
All right. Well, folks, Carl, do you want to come on in here and do this?
Yes.
All right, folks. Here he comes. He's coming around.
Okay, I was wearing headphones.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to get rid of this. And then we're going to get. Carl, you might as well take Wicket with you.
Oh, is it really?
It is.
Oh, come on.
Little Carl consequence. Little Carl's coming around town. Let's all celebrate together.
I was really, really hoping for number 8. I was trying to get 8.
We're so happy.
I stink at this.
Oh, Little Carl consequence, everybody.
Well, here I am, me and Wicket, just like old times. Back together, reunited, and it feels so good.
Yep. So we're gonna have to get some footage of you around town with Wiki.
You know what? This isn't even Wicked. It just says Ewok. This is a generic.
It's Star Wars branded.
It is. Generic Ewok.
Stupid.
Maybe I'll call him Slurp Slurp.
That's your nickname.
I know.
Actually, I would like it if you called him Slurp Slurp to people. Then they'd have to wonder what the fuck was up with you.
I think either way, they're going to think I'm a little bit nuts.
All right. Little Carl Consequence it is, folks. We'll be back on Wednesday with a brand new bonus episode for all of you bonus content subscribers. This one is not a freebie, behind the paywall. So join us on Patreon, Supercast, or Backed Up. Bye. Hope to see you there. Carl, it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Gia.
It's the Creep Off.